So, before we start today's topic, let me ask you a question. Suppose you want to know how many people in India have a particular dental problem. Will you examine every single person in India? Obviously, that will be almost impossible. So, what can we do? So, we can select a smaller group of people, study them, and use that information to understand the larger population. And this process is called sampling. So, today we are going to understand what is population, what is a sample, what is sampling, probability and non-probability sampling, and all the important sampling techniques. So grab your note and let's make this topic super easy. So first let's understand the population. So according to this, the population means all members that meet a set of specification or specified criteria. Example like population of India. So in simple word, population means that is a complete program we are interested in studying. Okay, so suppose we want to study the oral health of people in India, then the population will be the population of India. So remember, the population means whole group. Okay, so if I want to study the prevalence of dental caries among all the BDS students in India, so who is my population? Yes, all BDS student in India. Now we see the sample. So here sample means it is the consists of the selective elements from the population. So for example, like suppose our population is the people of Delhi. So we cannot examine every person in Delhi. So we select some people from Delhi and then study them. Those selecting people are our sample. Okay. So a sample is a part of the population which is called the universe reference or the parent population. Okay, so your easy way to remember is, for example, like whole watermelon. It is the population. And a small piece of watermelon, this is the sample. So the sample comes from the population. Okay. So here the population is this and the sample that is a part of the population. Easy, right? I hope you are not confusing in population and the sample. Okay. Okay, so now let's divide the sample into the two broad categories, that is the random sample and the non-random sample. So random sample is a random sample. So here each individual has an equal chance of being selected, and because of this, the sample is more likely to represent the source of the population. And here the non-random sample, so here individuals do not have an equal chance of being selected. Okay, therefore the sample may not represent the population properly. So it may also introduce the bias. For example, the sample may have an unequal distribution regarding the age, severity of condition, social economic status. So remember here the random means they are having a equal chance. And non-random means that is an unequal chance plus possible bias. Okay, so this is the sample here. So in this you see each individual has an equal chance, and their individuals do not have any equal chance. Okay, they have unequal chance. Okay. Now what is sampling? So now come the main word, that is the sampling. So here the sampling is the process of selecting a number of an individual for a study in such a way that the individuals represent the larger group from which they are selected. So let's understand this. So it shows that is a target population. From target population we take study population, and from study we selecting the sample frame, and then from sampling we selecting the sample. So what does it mean? So imagine we want to study the oral health in a larger population. and the larger population is the larger population we are interested in. So from this we identify the study population, and finally we select our sample from the study population. So here the flow is target population, study population and the sample. The important idea is we study the sample to understand the larger population. Okay, so this is an important idea. Now we see the types of sampling. So now let's come to the very important exam area. So here the sampling is broadly divided into probability sampling and the non-probability sampling. So probability sampling are like simple random sampling, systemic sampling, stratified random sampling, cluster sampling, multistage sampling and the multiphase sampling. While the non-probability sampling are like quota sampling, purposive sampling, convenience sampling and the judgmental sampling. Okay. So now let's understand each one with an example. So first one is simple random sampling. So it is applicable when the population is small, homogeneous and readily available. The most important point is every unit of the population has an equal chance of being selected. So for example, like a lottery method. Okay. Suppose there are 50 BDS students. Okay. Now we need to select the 10 students. So we write the number 1 to 50 on separate piece of paper, like 1, 2, 29. So there are 50 like this. There are 50 separate piece of paper. Then we number the slip, shuffle them and then select the slip randomly. The select numbers become our sample and this is called the lottery method. Okay. So question for you, if I simply select any 10 friends, is that sample random sampling? The answer is no, because everyone did not have an equal chance of being selecting, and that is why randomness is very important. Okay. Now the second one is table of the random number method. So another method of simple random sampling is the random number table method. So here digits are arranged randomly in rows and the columns. So these are the digits which are arranged. Selection can be made in the horizontal or you can say vertical direction. So the purpose is to maintain the randomness and reduce the bias. Okay. For example, imagine we have the 100 patient. We assign number from 1 to 100. Okay. Then we use the random number table to select the required patient number, and because the numbers are selecting randomly, so personal choice is avoided. Okay. So this is the table of the random number method. Okay, now the second one is like systemic random sampling. So this method is useful when the population is large, non-homogeneous and scattered. Now here we select every k individual. So the formula is like total population divided by the desired sample size. So let's understand by an example. Suppose a clinic has 200 patients and we need only 20 patients. Okay, so here the k is like 200 divided by 20. That is the 20 is the sample size we desire. We only want the 20 patient and total number of patient is 200. Okay. So that is after divided we got it 10. So therefore we select every 10 patient. Suppose the first randomly selected number is 4. We selected randomly like 4. Then we add 4 plus 10. That is the 14. Then we selecting the 14 patient. After 14, we add the 14 plus 10. That is the 24. Then we select the 24 patient. Then the 24 plus 10. That is the 34. Then we select the 34 number patient. And we continue this process until we obtain our required 20 numbers. Okay. So again, I will take an example. So you give an answer. So if total population is 100 and desired sample is 10. So what is K? What is K? Yes, that is the 100 divided by 10. That is the 10. So we select every the 10th individual. For example, randomly we select 3. So we got a 10. So we add the 3 plus 10. That is the 13. So we select the 13 individual, 13 patient, okay, 13 individual. Then after 13 we again add the 10, that is we got it here 23. Then we select the 23 number of patient. Likewise, we selecting the 10 patient, okay, 10 number of population, okay. Okay, now the third one is stratified random sampling. So this is used when population is large and non-homogeneous. So first, the population is divided into the smaller group we call like strata, and each stratum is relatively homogeneous in its characteristic. Then a simple random sample is selected from each stratum. Okay, for example, like we want to study oral hygiene among the student. So we divide the student into strata based on like first year, second year, third year. Okay, then we randomly select the patient from the each group. So remember here, stratify, okay, is divided into strata, and from strata we randomly select okay, from each strata. Okay, so for example, if I divide my population into group first and then randomly select individual from every group, so which sampling is this? That is the stratified random sampling. Okay, I hope now you understand. Okay, now the next one is cluster sampling. So this is useful when the population is heterogeneous and it is spread over the wider geographical area. Okay, so the population is divided into natural group which is called the cluster. An example of cluster is like village, school, ward, blocks. Then the entire population within the selecting cluster is survey. Okay, for example, like suppose we want to study the dental caries in school children across a large district. So instead of going to every school, we can select a certain school as cluster and survey the population in those selecting schools. Okay, so for now the next one is multiphase sampling. So sampling is done in different phases. For example, like TV survey. So this method, part of the information is collecting from whole the sample and part from the subsample. So for example, like here in phase 1, Montex test is done in all the cases of the sample, and in phase 2, the chest x-ray is taken only in the Montex positive cases. In phase 3, sputum examination is done only in the x-ray positive patient. So here we see how the number of people become smaller at every stage. For example, like Montex test will be done in 20 patient. Only the 15 patient got the positive test of the Montex. So we take the 15 patient of the x-ray. In x-ray, when x-ray is performed, the 10 patients show the positive result. So this 10 patient now we taking the sputum examination. So you see, this is how a smaller people become smaller at every stage. So this is the key idea. Okay, so this procedure is very less costly, less laborious, and less lab and more purposeful. So question for you, if testing is done in different phases, it is the sample random sampling? The answer is no, it is the multiphase sampling. Okay, so here the survey by which procedure is less costly, less laborious, and more purposeful. Okay, now next one is multi-stage sampling. So it is employed in large country survey. So sampling is carried out through sample stage using the random sampling technique. Okay, so first like the country-wide survey, this is the first stage. Second one is district-wide survey. Third stage is a village-wide surveys. So instead of selecting individual directly from the entire country, selection happens step by step. Okay, so here the multi-stage means selection happen in multi-stage. So think now the non-probability sampling, that is a non-random. So first we see it is not every individual has an equal chance of being selected. So there are the three important techniques, that is the convenience sampling, judgment, or you can say purposive sampling, and quota sampling. So let's understand them with very simple examples. So first one is conventions sampling. So here conventions means selecting individuals who are easy to reach. So for example, like suppose you are conducting a survey at a dental camp. You simply survey the patient who visit the dental camp. Why? Because they are easily available. So it means like easy to reach. So easy to reach means convenience sampling. Okay, so quick question for you, if I survey only the patient who are available in my dental clinic because they are easy to contact, so which sampling is this? That is the convenience sampling. Okay, now the judgment, or you can say purposive sampling. So here the research select subjects according to their judgment or purpose of the study. For example, suppose we are conducting an oral cancer awareness survey. So we basically want to study the tobacco user. So we select the tobacco user for the study. So this is the purpose sampling because the subject are selecting according to the purpose of the study. So easy means like purposes means purpose. Okay. So if you select people because they are specifically fit the purpose of your study, that is the purposive sampling. Okay. Now the next one is quota sampling. So here quota sampling is simply similar to the stratified sampling. Okay. So but there is one very important difference, that is the stratified sampling is a selection within the stratum, is random. But in quota sampling is selection is within the stratum is non-random. So for example, like suppose we want 50 males plus 50 female. From different income group, we select these participate purposely rather than randomly. So remember this comparison. So in stratify, it is the random selection, okay, and in quota sampling it is the non-random selection. So this is very important exam point, okay. So okay student, let's do a 30-second revision challenge. So I will give you the clue and you will tell me the sampling technique. So question number 1, everyone has an equal chance. So which sampling is this? That is the simple random sampling. Question number 2, every 10th person is selecting. That is the systemic sampling. Question number 3, population is divided into strata and random samples are taken from each. That is the stratified random sampling. Question number 4, natural group like villages or schools are used. That is the cluster sampling. Question number 5, so from country, then we go for districts, then we selecting from the village. So what is it is? That is the multistage sampling. Question number 6. From take like example like the TB survey. From TB survey, we first selecting the patient for the Montex. If Montex test is positive, then we taken patient for the X-ray, and from this we selecting patient for the sputum. So it is a multiphase sampling. Question number 7. People who are easy to reach. That is the convenience sampling. Question number 8. Selecting according to the purpose of the study. The answer is purposive or the judgment sampling. Question number 9. 50 male plus 50 female selecting non-randomly. It is the quota sampling. Perfect. I hope now you understand. So student, this is the sampling and the sampling technique made easy. The most important thing is to not memorize all the names blindly. Understand the idea behind each technique. Whenever you see a question, look for a clue. Okay. So if this explanation helped you, then don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Exam Key Point Dentistry and share with your BDS friends. And I will see you in the next lecture. Keep studying, keep revision and make